Hey child, hey, my name is Jacole and this is Jacolementary. So I have had this on my mind for well over a year now. I used to do a Jacolementary on Facebook, like a long post talking about different TV shows, and that's what this channel is about. I will be talking about all things I love. It will range from reality TV, which I love me a good little ratchet Real Housewives of Atlanta, baby. Catching up on that whenever I can, which I'm mid the season that ended. I know Real Housewives of Potomac started, but you know, I catch it when I catch it. I don't really have time to watch TV anymore. So if a weekend comes up and I can binge watch something, I will. I just caught up on House of Dragons. I call it Dancing with Dragons because I read the book and that's what it was called. But I read the book years ago, like right before season 7 came out. George R. R. Martin wrote that book or published that book, and so it's been a minute. I don't even remember how it ends. I may get it on Audible to listen to as I am working. Right now, my weekends are dedicated to work as I learn this new role. How many months am I in this? Oh, 5 months in. So, I'll digress about that on another channel. Corinne 620. It is my dream job. I tell myself that all the time as I am stretched faithfully in this role. Anywho, back to the channel. We will start, or I will start, with House of Dragons. I know we're episode 6, 7. I will say I was not happy to watch this show. I started to sleep on it. I'm glad the producers are not the same as they were for Game of Thrones, because as most Game of Thrones fans are upset about the ending, I'm one of those. But I couldn't sleep on it. Like, I tried and I tried. I waited a weekend. Glad I did, because I know they shut down HBO. But I started watching and I was a little underwhelmed. I was there for the torturing scene, because that's just Game of Thrones, and it was like the most exciting thing. But the rest kind of bored me. I don't even remember a lot from the other episodes. I probably should go back and watch them. Um, Speed up though. There was this king who died. He had a choice between a male heir, female heir. He chooses the male heir, or at least the people who, like, on his round table, whatever, chooses the male heir. And then what do you know? We got the same occurrence. Do I go with my male heir, or do I go with my female heir? Of course, he chose the female. And yay, right? Women's lib. I actually am here for Rhaenyra. I love her, actually. I love her. Not as much as I love Dany, but I see a lot of Dany from her independence, her fierceness, her willingness to want to do what she wants to do when she wants to do it and get there regardless of what her dad says. And then even her willingness to bend or accommodate societal rules just a smidge. So I definitely love her fierceness and her independence, even as she is weighed down and takes on her duties and role as the heir. Now, what made me go ahead and start this channel? I was talking to a friend about Game of Thrones, and I forgot that she said it was one of her favorite series. So I was like, oh, okay, a friend and a coworker. So I was like, oh, okay, I forgot you said that in another meeting. So we were talking about Alicent and this friendship and the change from friendship to enemies. And I was like, I don't understand why she cares so much about where this girl booty has been, okay? Vagina has been. Let me be honest. Okay, yes, I am safe, but I have a little bit of savage, a little bit of ratchet, and I'm gonna keep it 100. Why do you care where this girl's vagina has been? I know you're probably like, what Christian says something like that? Baby, I don't care what you do, you know? As Jesus wrote in the sand, he is without sin, cast the first stone, baby. I got enough sin in my life, so I don't care what you do. I pray for you like I'm praying for me, boo. But my point being is, yes, I laugh at myself. I didn't understand it. I was like, hold up. Isn't this the same girl who was your ace boon clone, your friend in the first few episodes? But then next thing you know, her dad is basically soft prostituting her out like as an escort to be a companion to the king, knowing that king was supposed to marry Laenor's little sister. I forgot what the girl name is. She go dead to the bed right now, or dead to the sea anyways. But he was supposed to marry one of them Driftwood heirs. Nah, you come run your little fast behind up in all up in his face, talking about you just want to be there for him. Nah, you knew what you was doing. You knew what your daddy was doing. That's why you felt a bit shamed. Now you sitting up here casting judgment on this girl because she's sleeping with a man who loved her. Like, she already got the crown. She don't need to pawn her body off to get a crown or to gain notoriety or whatever, you know, climb up that ladder of the throne or whatever. I'm not British. I don't know what the crap royalty stuff is, but she don't need to use her vagina for clout. She use her vagina for love. Okay, so what you mad for? You use your vagina for clout. You use your vagina to climb up that ladder of regal royalness, and it worked. Look at you, queen. And then per like what's the next episode, you're gonna be ruling in the king's steed. But you got a nerve to be salty and mad at her because she lied to you about her vagina. First off, she didn't even lie to you though. All she said was she didn't sleep with her uncle, which was true. She didn't sleep with her uncle. About two, didn't. Semantics, yeah. I'd be like, okay, I'm mad at you for lying to me. But other than that, for you to come at her a vendetta because her babies are somebody else's, you knew that man she was marrying was playing for the same team. So don't get mad at her for wanting to get her best life, okay? That's that. Now, I did make some notes about that's my main like issue with this whole series and everything. And to be honest, it is the main underlying issue of the series right now is Alicent and her team and her little squad of Targaryens and the High Towers are coming against those of the Driftwood and it's some B word. I can't pronounce their last name. And Rhaenyra's version of the Targaryen. So that supposedly is going to be the Dance with Dragons. This war that this is leading up to. And I do have some notes from this episode, so I will share. One, I already talked about Alicent and Rhaenyra. Alicent versus Rhaenyra. And it's just like all of this animosity, this war actually comes behind you mad, you big mad because she lied to you about, you know, who bed her boots been under. Baby, go get you a whole new life, okay? Like, be mad that she lied, confront her on that lie, tell her she dishonored your friendship, and then keep it moving. But to hold a grudge and to try to make this father figure disown his daughter because she out there thought and bopping, baby. Your daddy thought and bopped you, okay, miss? Now, Larys is like Littlefinger. He is Littlefinger and Varys put together. I was really shocked that he did what he did. And for someone who really haven't shown much loyalty to him, I guess, I mean, they did do a time jump, so it kind of throws us off as to, like, why is he so loyal to this lady? Why is he so loyal to her cause? And why is he so much against Rhaenyra? That's really what I want to know. I'm like, there's got to be something more. But maybe it's just his wish for power. And he sees that he can get that out of Alicent, just like Littlefinger and Varys. Now, the other part I already talked about, you know, everybody mad at Rhaenyra for having bastard children. They're bastards, right? They daddy claim them. Both of them. Child. Both of them claim them, so what y'all care for? They got two pappies. That's more than, maybe that's why they big mad. I don't know. But what you guys mad for? Her children are still Targaryens. Like, she's a Targaryen, her children are Targaryens. Who cares who the pappy is, alright? And y'all knew that man was playing for the other side. Like, I didn't even think they had slept together until this episode when she said something like that. I'm like, you do know there are other ways. I'm sure the Maesters are quite smart for you guys to have children without intimacy physically. I digress. I don't know what they mad for because it's not like they're not Targaryens. It's not like she's passed him off as a farce. And it's probably why King Varys is not having anyone speaking against his daughter. He's like, I don't care who the daddy is. They're still my daughter's kids. They're still my grandkids. And thus, you ain't gonna speak ill on my children. including Alice at all, thought and bop and hot stuff. I was like, she must have forgot she was a hoe too. She must have forgot. She wore that ring so long, she forgot her past days, how she got it. All right. Then there is, Rhaenyra and her uncle. Lord. I kind of low-key did wish that she married him in the beginning. None of this other stuff would come to play, but then we wouldn't have the backdrop for the civil war that's about to happen. I still cringe at it, even though I know it's Targaryen style. It's what they do, it's their custom. And it's kind of ironic because for Jon and Daenerys, I was not against it. But that's because they didn't grow up that way. And again, that was Targaryen custom, and then they didn't see each other that way. And even when they found out who they were to each other, they separated. But Rhaenyra and I think his name is Daemon, they just embrace. They flirt with it, marry other people, then next thing you know, doing the do on the beach, child. Bring a whole new meaning to the drink sets on the beach. And some dragon bones, I think. Anyways, though, it was cringeworthy because she's like, uncle. And I'm just like, girl, but you sleeping with him. That's nasty. Alex, you didn't hear Jon Snow saying auntie, and you didn't hear Daenerys saying nephew, okay? That's just nasty. It's all nasty, don't get me wrong, but it's just a whole nother level when you grew up with that, and so you are just like, you are actively committing incest. I digress. That's the custom. Whatever. It's Game of Thrones. Expect the unexpected, or expect to culture just to go out the window. But as far as the fight. So the little kids fight because Alice sent little back body snakish behind. Of course, she passed that along to her little thieving kids because he gonna go steal somebody's dragon. I would have whooped your behind too. You don't get on my mama's dragon who just died. And I'm low-key mad at the little girl who wanted to ride a dragon. Girl, why you didn't get on that dragon well beforehand? That dragon would have saw you as the child of the writer who just died and would have allowed you to ride him. But now you gave the biggest dragon to the punkest of punks. And then he gonna say, my eye was worth losing before. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you should have lost 2 eyes. You should have been blinded with your little thieving behind. You should have got your butt whooped. So Alicent goes on this rampage. She's all big mad. Eye for an eye. I would have been like, pappy for a pappy. I can't get off of it. I can't get off. You stole my son. I want your son. You stole my daddy. I want your daddy. How about that? You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, miss me with your holier than thou self-righteous stuff. And like Rhaenyra said at the end, everybody sees you. That righteous robe that you're wearing, isn't it heavy? And isn't it hard to hide behind? Like, we see you, which I've been saw her love. I was like, how she gonna be mad at this girl when she came for this girl daddy? And then all up in her face like, please forgive me, please forgive me. No. People who say please forgive me, no, you know your actions was wrong. Do better. Leave my daddy alone, then I'll forgive you. Allow him to marry who he was supposed to be marrying, and then I'll forgive you with your little snakish coward thieving behind. Just gross. And then when the son says, he looks at his mom and basically tells his mom, like, my mama told me, that they them people kids. And it's kind of weird. It's like, you do realize that's still your nephew, like, and it's still your sister, even if the kids does not belong to the Driftwood heir or whatever. Like, that's still your family. But leave it to a poisonous, nasty woman. Alicent poisons her whole household against their own sister. And so I was very proud of Rhaenyra for saying, hey, now they see who you really are. And then on top of that, she uses the same blade that Littlefinger used to kill Bran. And I believe Arya ends, like, she uses it to kill the Night King. And so it was nice to see that little bit of an Easter egg for Game of Thrones fans. And then when King Viserys walks out and he says, anyone who says this horrible rumor, I'm going to cut their tongues out if they repeat it. I was like, yes, let Alicent know, baby, you're going to lose your tongue. You say it again, because she has already disrespected him many times when he says, do not repeat this rumor. So not only is she repeating it to the adults, she's repeating it to children who, of course, is you want something to get spread. They don't hold nothing. So it was like, yes. And she lost. And then her dad comes in and he's talking all his little snake stuff. Just remind me of Littlefinger. Just evil people. And I'm like, I still can't wrap my mind around people like that. People who are like, I'm right, you're wrong, and you need to die. Or I'm right, you're wrong, and I want your birthright. My kid deserves your birthright. No. Anywho, let's see. Oh, and then Rhaenyra, the patience that she had with Laenor, so I thought when he came back, he was like, oh, I'm sorry, I missed it. And somebody was like, Alice said, oh, Missy, evil stuff, talk about something. He probably out there with one of his squires. I was like, oh, she just be spilling all the tea with her little evil stuff. But he was like, oh, I should have been there for you. I'm so sorry. And she's like, that should be our house slogan. Baby, your house slogan should be, watch your back because you're surrounded by snakes. Like, I don't know. My point is, it blew me away when I thought she was being patient with him and like, yeah, okay, you're gonna be here. And they talk about their marriage, and I was like, oh, she has such great patience. She's such an awesome person. She's gonna be a great queen. 2 scenes later, she's plotting this man's death. And I was like, you know what? I still like you because I would have been killed that man. He has not shown up at all the whole season. I'm like, does he even exist? What's his point in this role? To be a beard, basically. I guess pun intended. But I just could not believe how quickly she went from like, I love him, but yeah, he gotta die so I can marry you. Game of Thrones. And then, of course, I really wish he would have died. That would have been true Game of Thrones nature. But instead, they throw a curveball. And I knew it was a curveball when I saw the body in the fire. I was like, y'all know y'all playing games. And then at the end, they show they're playing games. So my point is, I don't know if Laenor deserved that mercy of, kudos to his lover. You know, he was ride or die. He really truly loved, and he gave him that heads up. And they got that coin still. People still think he's dead, and they're going to go live their best lives outside of all the nonsense and mess that's about to go down. So, kudos to you. However, true Game of Thrones, I wanted to see a head cut off or something. Like, I was underwhelmed. I'm becoming underwhelmed more with this show. It has gotten better, but the first few episodes were underwhelming, a little bit boring. The best part was the end when she said, let us burn together. I'm like, I don't remember how Dance of Dragons ends, so I don't remember who won this war. However, was that foreshadowing? Did Rhaenyra state they're going to burn together? Who knows? So maybe I'll finally reread Dance with Dragons. Of course, they probably won't end it the way the book has because it's too much like art for these people. However, what keeps me coming back is, one, I do love Game of Thrones, except for the last 3 episodes of season 7. And I think they're going to make this better. And I am here for Rhaenyra. I like her, and she's giving me Dany vibes, which is the reason why, well, Dany and, I can't even think of Winter is Coming. The House of Stark were the main reasons why I watched this show. The House of Stark was just good character people, except for Sansa. She got better at the end, but good character people, and they weren't self-righteous or judging people. They were just trying to live their best lives as best as they could, and as honest as they could, and with integrity as much as they could. I am here for that, and so did Daenerys, believe it or not. So I think the same thing from Rhaenyra. She's trying to live her life as best as she can, as honest as she can, as authentic as she can, in the environment that she's in, which is male dominant, that doesn't appreciate who she is, what she brings to the table, because she is a woman, which is so unfair. But I am so here for her. So that's what keeps me tuning in. No, I don't tune in every Sunday because she's busy. I actually made time today for this video. I'm supposed to be in the gym, but I need a break from people. So here I am telling you lovely guys about my commentary. Let me know, what do you guys think? Alicent with her betraying frenemy behind. I guess I should have known something was up when she was going to take her baby to this woman right after she gave labor, and the woman's like, I want to see the child now. And I was like, who is this kind of, who does that? So I guess I should have known who Alicent turned out to be. Because they did this huge time jump between her finding out that Dany wasn't a virgin anymore and to her I called her Dany. Rhaenyra not being a virgin anymore to Rhaenyra grown and having a child. So let me know what you guys think about Alicent, Rhaenyra, who is now one of my favorites, like Dany, Jon. Yep, I still love Jon. Sorry, y'all. And then Rhaenyra. And I will come on here and do more of my little sassy, crazy talk, including vulgarity and all. Pray for her. You guys have a good night.